धूप हवा सब रूप है तेरे, सब में तेरा नूर रे मालिक, सब में तेरा नूर।
Kena Upanishad, Section 1. The pupil asks, at whose wish does the mind proceed on its errand? At whose command does the first breath go forth? At whose wish do we utter the speech? What god directs the eye or the ear? The teacher replies, it is the ear of the ear, the mind of the mind, the speech of speech, the breath of breath, and the eye of the eye. Freeing themselves from the senses, the wise, on leaving this world, become immortal. The eye does not go thither, nor speech, nor mind. We do not therefore know it. We do not understand it. How can anyone teach it? It is different from the known. It is also above the unknown. Thus we have heard from those of old who taught us this. That which is not revealed by speech, and by which speech is revealed, that alone know as Brahman, not that which people here worship as an object. That which cannot be comprehended by mind, and by which the mind is cognized, that alone know as Brahman, not that which people here worship as an object. That which man does not see by the eye, and by which one sees the work of the eyes, that alone know as Brahman, not that which people here worship as an object. That which man does not hear by the ear, and by which man perceives hearing, that alone know as Brahman, not that which people here worship as an object. That which does not breathe by breath, and by which breath is drawn, that alone know as Brahman, not that which people here worship as an object. Section 2. The teacher says, if you think I know it well, then you know surely but little, for the form of Brahman you see expressed in living beings and deities is but a trifle. Therefore Brahman is still to be deliberated upon by you. The pupil says, I do not think I know it well, nor that I do not know. I know too. He among us who comprehends it both as not unknown and as the known, he comprehends it. He understands it who conceives it not, and he understands it not who conceives it. It is the unknown to the man of true knowledge, but to the ignorant it is the known. It is thought to be known as if by awakening, and then we obtain immortality indeed. By the self we obtain real strength. Through knowledge we obtain immortality. If one has realized it here in this world, then there is true life. If he does not know this here, then great is the destruction. The wise ones, having realized Brahman in all beings and having turned away from this world, become immortal. Section 3. The teacher relates, Brahman obtained the victory for the gods. Though the victory was due to Brahman, the gods became elated by it, and they thought, this victory is ours only. This greatness is ours only. Brahman knew their vanity and appeared to them, but they did not know it, and said, what adorable spirit is this? They said to fire, O omniscient, find out what adorable spirit this is. Yes, he said. He ran toward it, and Brahman said to him, who are you? He replied, I am fire. I am the omniscient. Brahman said, what power is in you? Fire replied, I could burn all whatever there is on earth. Brahman put a straw before him, saying, burn this. He went towards it with all his might, but he could not burn it. Then he returned thence and said, I could not find out what that adorable spirit is. Then they said to air, O air, find out who this adorable spirit is. Yes, he said. He ran towards it, and Brahman said to him, who are you? He replied, I am air, the one that travels the space. And Brahman said, what power is in you? Air replied, I can blow away everything, whatever there is on earth. Brahman put a straw before him, saying, blow this away. Air went towards it with all his might, but he could not move it. Then he returned thence and said, I could not find out who that adorable spirit is. Then they said to the chief of gods, O chief of gods, find out who this adorable spirit is. He went towards it, but it disappeared from his view. Then in the same space he beheld a woman, most beautiful. It was wisdom personified, daughter of the snowy mountains. He said to her, who could this adorable spirit be? Section 4. The teacher continues, she replied, it is Brahman. It is through the victory of Brahman that you have thus become great. Then only could he understand that the spirit was Brahman. Therefore these highest of gods, fire, air, and the chief, excelled the other gods, for they touched it nearest. And therefore indeed the chief of gods excels other gods, for he approached the spirit nearest, and he was the first one to know. This is the description of Brahman. It is what illumines the lightning. It is what makes one wink. These are illustrations in the context of cosmic powers. Now, as regards its description from the point of view of its manifestation within the self, because of it, the mind knows the external world and remembers and imagines things. Brahman, the object of all desire, is the spirit of all beings. Whoever knows it thus, him all beings love. The pupil asks, Sir, teach me the secret knowledge. The teacher says, as you have asked me to tell you the mystic wisdom, the spiritual knowledge has now been given you. Verily, we have imparted the saving wisdom of Brahman to you. Austerity, restraint, dedicated work. These are the foundations of it. The books of knowledge and wisdom are all its limbs. The truth is its abode. Anyone who knows this thus, he having dispelled sin, remains firmly seated in the boundless, blissful, and highest Brahman. He remains firmly seated.
मुझे में छुप कर मुझे से दूर ये कैसा दस्तूर, ये मालिक ये